Okay, that one. Hello, folks. Today we're going to be going over how to make that first post in Google Classroom. Now, in order for this to work, of course, you had to have made your first Google Classroom. So make sure you check out this video on how to set up your classroom if you haven't already seen it. Let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I need to go ahead and pick from one of my classes. You see I've already set up all 6 of mine for this semester. I'm going to go ahead and go to Spanish 2, Monday through Tuesday, first block. Now, I'm already in the classroom. So let's say I just want to make a basic announcement, okay? Literally all I have to do is where it says share something with your class right here, click that. Make sure to study for Friday's test. All right, then all I have to do is click post, and that's easy as that. That is the easiest way to make your first post in Google Classroom. Now, let's say I want to go a little bit more advanced with it. I can, if you look next to post, there's this nice arrow next to it. Click that. I can either save the draft of the post, like I'm not finished composing it yet. I'm going to do that right now. And then once it's saved, you see where it says saved announcements. I'm going to click that, and boom, here's this announcement. I can delete it, or I can just click on it and start editing it again. So that's one thing you can do. Another one is up here where it says for. If I drop this box down, I can pick multiple classes to post to at the same time. Now, you can only post to classes that you have control over. So I can post the same announcement to all 6 of my classes at the same time. Saves me a lot of hassle. Definitely worth it for things that are generally speaking for everybody. Let's say I needed to make a post specifically for a handful of students who may be advanced or maybe need some extra review work. I could type it up, and instead of all students, I uncheck right now. None of my students have joined this year, but I could uncheck all students, and I could pick which students I wanted to see it. Now, selecting which students only works if you're posting to one class. If I were, for example, to pick a second class to post to, that all students grays out because it doesn't work anymore. It's not that advanced. It won't show you a whole list of every student from both classes together. That's just asking too much. Take that off. Then down here under add, if I click that, I can add from Google Drive. Say if I've typed up a document, if I've made a video, anything that I've got stored in my Google Drive. Now, it's the same drive that runs this account, so it's my school drive. I can link another website. I can attach a file. Say if I don't want to store it in Google Drive for some reason, I can just link it as a file right there. And I can also just pull a video from YouTube. I want to show you all that one real quick. So go to YouTube. Now, there's 2 ways to pull it from YouTube. You can either use the URL. That's where you get the website address from YouTube itself. The other one is just to do a video search. So let's say since I'm a Spanish teacher, we're going to look up Feliz Cumpleaños song. And then I pick which one I want. I can even preview it. Nope, I can't preview it. I stand corrected. But if I highlight it and then I click add, it adds it to the page. And if now I want, I can click on it because it pulls it up this way. Easy as can be. Then again, I can either post, save. Now, for the last thing I want to show you for these posts is schedule. If I click on schedule, I can pick a date and a time that I want this to be released. This is particularly useful if you're planning ahead so that you can set all of your assignments to release on certain dates at certain times, and you don't have to manually do it yourself. It does take a little bit of pre-planning, but believe me, it's worth the effort to not stop in the middle of a live class and go, hang on, let me push this out to you. If you know, okay, at 10:32, this next piece is dropping, it's 10:33, everyone check your feeds. And boom, you're good to go. It has saved me quite a bit when I've been out on duty in the hallway and students have needed their bell ringer. Well, I don't have to, at the end of my previous class, say, oh, crud, before I go out on duty, now I'm missing duty while I set up the next bell ringer. It was set up a week or 2 ago. I know it's going to release. I'm not really worried about it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click cancel this because I'm just really going to go ahead and get rid of this post. I'm not going to be using it. Now, if I click delete, I can delete the announcement. And that's honestly it. Now, let's say I want to assign classwork. Right up here on the top, second tab, I click on the classwork button. Now, from here, I click Create. And I can click an assignment. And I'll be honest, I haven't studied Kami assignments too much, although I know I'm probably going to have to be looking into it soon. A quiz assignment, question, material, or reuse post. Let me tell you, reuse post is pretty awesome. I want to show you why in a minute. I can also just create a new topic. If you see over on the left-hand side, these are the 2 topics I have right now. I'm going to go ahead and create a new topic. We're going to call it assessment, because that will eventually happen. And I just click enter, it adds it. And then in the future, there'll be an assessment category for anything I post that'll go into the category. And the reason you want to use topics, it does help to organize all of your work. And if you're someone like me who breaks his assignments down into little chunks throughout the day, you end up with a lot of different posts, so it helps to keep them organized. Also, you'll notice underneath, next to each of my posts, it says scheduled for date and time for each one, so they release when I wanted them to release. Now, let's say I've got a previously made assignment and I want to edit it. The easiest way to do it is click on the assignment and click on Edit Assignment. It brings up the assignment edit page, and you're good to go. Now I'm going to show you all how to create an assignment from scratch. We're going to go up here to Create. I'm going to click on Assignment. And honestly, I use assignment most of the time. The others say quiz assignment. Don't worry about those. Just you worry about assignment and reuse. So we're going to worry about assignment right now. We're going to call this vocab quiz. Now down here in the second box, I'm going to put instructions. Find the quiz below and complete it. No cheating. I come down here to add, or I can click on create. Watch what happens when I click create. I can create a blank document, slideshow, sheets, drawing, or forms. But I tend to make all of my stuff before I get to this point in my lesson planning, and I'll have a later video on how to make forms and documents and all that stuff later. But for now, I click on add, and just like with a regular announcement, I click on drive, link, file, or YouTube. I'm going to click on drive. Now, when you click on drive, there are a couple of tabs here. Recent, if it was the most recent folder you opened in your Google Drive, it will appear here. You see the last couple of things I've been working on right there. And I can just find the one I was working on, double click, or click and add, and boom, it drops it right into position. I come over here to the left, to the right, just like with announcements. Which classes do you want to post to? Which students do you want to post to? Now, something new, I can tell you how many points this assignment is going to be worth. We'll say 8 points for this assignment. Notice you can also just say ungraded. This is really useful for whenever you want to push an assignment out to your students, but don't necessarily need to take it as a grade. You can set a due date, when it's going to be marked due. Now, what that's good for you is if a student turns it in after the due date and time, then it marks it as late for you. It doesn't do anything to the points. It just tells you, hey, this is turned in late. You do with that information what you want. Topic, remember how we had those categorizing topics earlier? I pick which topic I want to go with. I'm going to click assessment on this one. Now, I'm going to have a later video to explain rubrics, okay, because I'm just learning about them, but they are pretty cool. Now, once I've got that done, I can click on Assign right now, and it'll post immediately live. I can click on Schedule or Save, or I can just discard this draft and not even worry about it. And that is the basics for making that first post and that first assignment in Google Classroom. As always, if you have any questions, make sure... Yep. So, real quick, show you how to delete a post. It's right here. This is the one I was just working on. I'm not going to keep it because it was just something silly. Click on that 3-dot menu, delete. It's going to say, you sure about that? I'm going to click delete, and boom, it's gone. Not cluttering up my feed anymore. So, like I was saying, if you have any questions, make sure to email them to me at jjohnson2@ebrschools.org. If you happen to like this video, please click like and subscribe down in the lower right. And, of course, hit that bell icon to get notifications for all the most recent videos that are about to come out. Thank you. Have a nice day.